Boris. Are you out there, Alissa?
Yes, I am. Hi, thanks for having me tonight.
I'm so grateful you're here. You reminded me of when you and I were much younger, and
Yes.
we were at Isogenics events, and we had our babies in tow, and Crystal was there. And so I just really have a lot of respect for you and your husband. You guys are amazing. You're both personal trainers, is that correct?
No, actually, my husband's a personal trainer, but I definitely play a big role in helping to coach people through like the isogenics and just really, really helping people. That's, connecting and all that. So we kind of are a team, and I should get my personal training. There's other things that I've done, but we definitely are a team together, helping to have people live, a better life, be a better version of themselves.
Love it. You guys have been all over the stage. I've seen you. I mean,
Yes.
You guys are big time Isogenics advocates. How many years have you guys been with Isogenics?
We have actually been using the product since 2004, so about a year before our first child was born. So we have been using the shakes. I've had a shake every day.
You're talking like 19 years or something? Is that?
Yes. And it blows my mind because my oldest is 17, and he's had a shake since he's been a year. So for 16 years of his life, like that's his breakfast every single day. And he's like, I'm going off to university soon. Like, oh, don't you worry. Like, you'll be set up. You'll have your shakes, because it's just a part of our lifestyle. So it's weird not to have it. So.
Jesse, I mean, it's my kids too. My kids are the exact same way. Jesse's son will be the same way. I mean, and Heather Sika-Leonard, her son's the same way. It's so cool. Where are you calling from?
I am calling from a town in Canada called Strathroy, so just outside of London, Ontario, Sarnia, Ontario. We're kind of in the middle of those two, if anyone knows where that is.
Very cool. And who shared ER Shred with you?
You know what? I was thinking of that when you had asked Kathy, and I'm like, I don't know. I just think because, I mean, maybe Jeff mentioned it to me, or maybe, I can't even, to be honest, tell you, because it was a while. It had started for a while, and I think I was at a point. So I feel like it was probably Jeff, because I was at a point where,
and everybody, just so you know, Jeff is her husband.
Oh, sorry, Jeff's my husband, Jeff Boris. Many people seem to know him, so I'll just throw out the name. I think I was at a point where I was not feeling my best, and he, had mentioned, maybe you should look at the ER Shred, and I kind of looked at it and I was like, oh my God, no vegetables. And I mean, I can do a lot of, I've competed before, so I can do a more restricted diet, but when I compete, I actually can have vegetables, and I like vegetables. I like salads. So that was kind of like, oh my gosh. But when I set a goal, I'm going to put my, just give me a second. My computer seems to be dying all of a sudden.
Oh, sure thing. Yeah. And before you go, I'll definitely just make a note here. When you set a goal,
I'm good.
Before you run with your story and your results, I really want, this is a community. We really value community. What is your passion in life right now?
Well, that's such a great question. My passion, actually, to be quite honest, over these last few years, is my children, and trying to give them the best experiences that they can have, because my oldest is 17 and he's ready to go off into the world soon and go off to, university. And I feel like we lost some time with them. So my passion right now is just spending time with my family, and just having amazing experiences. I love to travel. So I said to, Jeff, I'm like, hey, I'm looking at the calendar. Our one child's so busy. He's driving me nuts. But I said, I think we can do something like right up, like on his birthday, which is Boxing Day. And so I'm like excited, because I want to just plan this really great trip with, the four of us. And so my passion right now is just really, for me, trying to become a better version of myself. That is what I'm actually really, passionate about, is myself becoming a better version, but being able to inspire others. And that's especially my children, because I also have a 13-year-old daughter who I adore, but we're at that kind of teenage stage and just trying to figure out how I can like have her kind of navigate through life with body image and teen drama and, you know, all like social media and all that stuff. So that's my passion, and just being healthy. Like I'm 49 almost, and I don't even know how the heck I know it shocks me when I say that word. I'll be 49 in May.
No, I'm really impressed because you look phenomenal, and I never would have guessed you were 49. So, you know, mad props.
Yeah, so I'm like 1 year, like a year and a bit from 50, and I just, you know, I look around and people just are not living their best lives. So I want to live my best life, because this is our time. It's not when I turn 60 and I might have more time or more money. Like the best time is like right now. And so just, I'm passionate about just trying to really bring joy into my life. Like that's my word this year. Like, you know, what brings me joy, and really focusing on that. Cause I think we just get so caught up in the mundane of life and all that stuff, and kids and just being busy. So.
Yeah. Bill Mayer always, you know, he taught me, another friend of mine, he taught me, in everything you do, make it fun. And so it's funny because the first year VR Shred, our mantra, our yearly mantra was like, make it fun. And then the next year it was discover you, and in 2022. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, it just felt too serious. Like, I think we have to do make it fun every single year.
Absolutely. So what's the word for 2023 for ER Shred? What is it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's up to me in 2023. It's about personal accountability.
Love that.
So here is, now I want to let you run with where you were headed, which was, by the way, I get it. If you ever want to talk, I have a daughter that's 17. That's my oldest. And so I
know, because our kids, like, I mean, I remember Crystal, you had brought her, and he had come to the first couple, but that particular year we had left him at home with my in-laws, and I was like super missing him. And I remember you had your daughter, and they're the same age. So, and I kind of have seen you guys evolve over the years in your story and stuff. So it's been pretty incredible.
My daughter's so killer. I mean, she's so awesome. She's such a shredder. I mean, she's so amazing.
My son actually shredded with me on my second one.
That's great. Yeah. So we need to get into that. So you hear about this ER Shred, go there now. You had said something about, well, you just go there. How's that? Run with that and tell us all about it.
So Jeff thinks I'm such a great leader. So he's like, well, you know, check this out. I think you should do it. And this was like kind of 2020, you know, the pandemic. So I had gone through that. So this was 2021. And he, you know, he always thinks that I can inspire people. So he's great like that. So he's like, I think you should get a bunch of people to do it, which I did. So I recruited a bunch of people, and we did this first shred. And I have to say, like, I felt amazing. I was at a low point for where I feel like my best is. And I was blown away at how I felt. But the biggest thing I found was you really, and I don't think people appreciate this, is that yes, you get amazing results, and I'll show some of my pictures after in the 9 days. Like, you feel better a lot of times, maybe you have more energy, you definitely, like, you know, look leaner and, you know, less bloated, all of those things. But to just stop and then just not take the opportunity to slowly reintroduce food, that is like, I can't even stress enough. And now that I've done it, like this is my fourth one, the first 2 times that I did it, I did not have that opportunity, because for some reason the group cleanse ended on Easter weekend. So I did as best as I could, but I mean, we were away. And then the second time I shredded, it was like, we were going away for the weekend. So I ate really healthy, but then I was like, okay, like, we're out. So I had eggs, and I did the best that I could, you know, based on my knowledge, I guess, at the time. But what was really, I guess, exciting for me is that every time I could just see, like, the, you know, feeling better and shredding. But it wasn't until my third shred. So my third shred was in November of last year. And it was like another not so great time for me. In my pictures, you'll see I'm taped up. I had massive injuries I was dealing with, super frustrating, wasn't able to work out like I normally could. And at that point, I was not eating 100%. and I decided to do the shred. And I think that was my pivotal moment where I was like, okay, I need to live more of this lifestyle on a regular basis, because I already knew from my days of competing that I do really well with a lot of protein and also like less starchy carbs. So like when I talk about carbs, I don't mean vegetables or fruits, so to speak, but I'm talking about like potatoes and rice and things like that. So I've already started kind of eliminating those things. Like for the most part, I try to be a little bit more mindful of not having them, or when I do have them, where my body can kind of utilize them. So I feel like I really noticed on the third one how much more patient I was as a person. And I just felt calmer and I don't know, more at peace. And it was the weirdest thing. And that is what I really noticed. And for me, that was for me to lock in, for me to do this more as a lifestyle. I know there's some people that are really, you know, they don't have a lot of vegetables. I do miss my vegetables. And so I know I will incorporate those. But after my third shred, and I mean, I got some amazing results. I mean, like I literally went from 136 pounds to about 125 pounds in my second shred. And my body fat went down from about a 30.6 to about 23.8, which was about where I was when I had competed. And I've never been able to get my body fat extremely low when I compete, even though I still look good competing. So for me, it's been amazing to see my body fat come down the way it has, with, you know, in a way that's, it's easy to do. You know what I mean? Like you just eat the meat and, you know, you do the cleanse days. So that
the kind of competing you're talking about, just so everybody knows.
Oh, yes. So my husband's a natural bodybuilder. We're 100% natural. So we don't take anything. We just use the Ice products and we compete. But I'm a figure competitor. So I'm not like a girl that gets really, I guess, super crazy, jacked up, I guess. Just I look really nice and muscular. So for me,
you guys have both been on that stage countless times. I've seen you so many times.
Yeah, the last time we competed was together at the Nationals in 2019. So I haven't competed since then. So I haven't, for me, it's like, I love having these goals. That's what makes me a better, like in terms of my physique, to be able to push myself. I need that. I need something that's like, okay, here I am and here I'm going. My husband and I actually were the first ever Isobody challenge winners in 2007 in the couples category.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my first probably transformation. But like every once in a while, you know, like I need to have these big goals for me, just to kind of like see where I can kind of push myself. And I haven't had that since 2019. So the ER shred was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And, you know, and I'm going to be, I say like, you know, bang on, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to cheat. And every time like I've done the shred, I just keep, you know, yes, I lose the weight and, you know, that's great. But it's just realizing like after Christmas, I mean, I had indulged like everyone probably did. And realizing how my energy was and how my mood was. And then to do this one, like I feel fantastic this entire week. Like I'm on a cleanse day today and I'm not even tired. And I just know now that this is something that I need to do on a regular basis and keep it up. And I don't want people to start this that I coach just for like a quick fix, because it's so much about when you're finished, it's like figuring out what really fuels your body, what makes you feel good, what makes you not feel crappy. And I don't encourage people. I say to them, if you can't do something past 11 days and you can't at least commit to like a month of being able to kind of transition, you know what I mean? Whether you transition off or you continue, don't even bother, because you're not going to get the benefits of what this truly is about. You know what I mean? And
thank you. No, seriously.
Yeah.
I hope everybody heard what you just said. Last night, Dr. Paul Arciero said the same thing. He said, ER shred is a lifestyle. So thank you for that. Let me gush on you just for a minute. This is Alissa and her husband, Jeff. You guys go follow Alissa on all her different platforms. Like I said, Alissa, to all of us ER shredders, you know, they probably didn't know that you are this jazzed about it. They probably didn't know. I mean, I know you play in the group, but just check it out. Check it out. Like, no, you are a badass. Guys, look at this one. Look at this. These guys are so legit. And look at this. Look at this, you guys. Check it out. Like, these guys are so awesome. So I have to ask you a very specific question, because I know Jesse's going to slap me if I don't. Why should fitness competitors, why should bodybuilders, why should athletes take a better, closer look at this and give this a try?
I mean, that's a great question, because I mean, Jeff and I have always competed extremely natural. So when I'm finished competing, I don't gain 20 pounds, because you know what I want the day that I'm finished competing? I don't need a donut or junk food. I don't have a stash, ready for me to inhale. I want my isogenic shake, because I'm cut off from it for like 3 days, because Jeff like always lets me have it up to 3 days before. Some competitors are like 6 months, a year, they can't have it. And I'm like, no. And I mean, the cleansing, what you can accomplish in 2 days of cleansing still blows my mind every single time that I do it. If you just commit to the 2 days, it's like you cannot even achieve that with weeks on a treadmill, like killing your body, which I can't do that because I will get too injured. So for me, I think it's just the isogenics is such like a clean way to really to eat. But I love the bone broth now too. Like I have it every day, just like one a day, even like when I'm not on a cleanse day. But I feel that just from like a perspective to be able to lean up, I don't think people realize how much protein you really need. And I drill this home all the time when I'm coaching people, and especially when I know people are like, oh, I'm not really getting great results. And, they're friends, or they're just, people that I'm trying to kind of like share. And we start talking about their protein. And I don't think people realize that you need, like, you can have a healthy diet, but if you don't have that protein component, and that's what, I want to say like Paul, but I can't remember, Dr.
Arciero. It's a hard one. Arciero.
Last night, it's like, like people really need to monitor how much protein. And that's what's beauty about this, is that you're not necessarily monitoring how much protein you are, because you kind of have as much as you want, but you more than are going to be like hitting that. And that's why people are getting results, because they're getting that protein component to build like the muscle and, to help, you know what I mean? And then
totally satiated, cravings crushed.
My cravings. Yeah. Like my mother-in-law brought over a banana cream pie the other day. My kids had, there's like a cookie fundraiser. I've been making them dinner every night. We went out to dinner the other night, and my husband, I love burgers. Like if you want like food, like, I don't remember if we went to California, Hodad's in California, outside San Diego. I mean, I like love a good burger, and he's like enjoying this good burger, and I'm there with my steak and my shrimp, and like zero cravings. And I'm like, I know we're technically done on Thursday, but I'm like, oh no, like I'm still going. So I am at such a good point, and I'm at like this, I said to my husband, I'm at this like set point right now, and I just want to like see how much farther I can kind of crush it. Yeah. And especially it's January in like Ontario. It's the most depressing place to be right now. Most days are overcast. So I feel like this is just like January. I'm like, what? It's like, it's almost over. I'm like, we have a couple months left of winter. Like, I feel like this was just perfect timing to just fuel me. And I think most people are going downhill right now. And I'm like, yep, I'm gonna, rock my 49th birthday, in May. So
your, again, thank you for your endorsement. It means everything to me. To me, you are a totally legitimate professional athlete. Alissa, I get it. I get after it in the gym. I mean, I work my ass off. And a lot of times people will come up to me and they'll say, do you compete? Are you going to compete? And I humbly say to them, no, that's a different level. Like I respect people that do that greatly. I love to go to like bodybuilding shows. I love to go to expos, like big fan, big fan. But I also know that for me, a father of four, like, you know what? I know what it would take for me to compete at that level. And it's, I don't choose that. That's all I'm going to say is I don't choose that, but I have mad respect for you, and that you've done that, and your endorsement means the world to us. Like, that's what I want to tell you.
Well, thank you. And I can say that both my husband and I competed together at the nationals, and when people found out that we were married, they were like, because most competitors are miserable and like their whole family suffers. My children have never suffered when we've competed. My husband went to the nationals in like, where was it, Nova Scotia. We took our children with us, pulled them out of school early, and we did a trip. And I was going to be competing a couple of weeks later. So like, you know, I had an ice cream when I was there. I'm like, I love Isogenics. I'm telling you, Isogenics is like, I will never leave Isogenics and not use these products, because I feel like you know, I have not always been perfect. I mean, I will show you my before picture. And I mean, we all have moments, right? We have hard times, we get in a rut, whatever. But I mean, Isogenics has never, ever failed me. And, you know, I know that you could definitely compete and easily, because you have these products and you have this amazing protocol that makes it so easy to shred and to build muscle. I mean, it's incredible.
So I want to, let me, oh, you go, you do what? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I just wanted to show you my November shred pictures, if you guys can see that. I don't know if can I go
okay
closer?
hold on, you can do it a little closer and just try to hold it steady so that it focuses.
I'm going to just see where okay, wait, I'm just there. Wait, can you guys see that? Maybe not, but I definitely can like put it in the, I don't know if I posted this picture in the group.
Damn, so like, I'm sorry to click the photo. I want you to show it one more time, and everybody, what I want you to pay attention to, Alissa in the top, I know that's the before, because even look at the inflammation, and you know, there's a little bit of bloat, and then in the bottom, like gonzo and just fierce. Like, go ahead.
It's kind of hard to show, but I mean, I can post this in the group again, but I just, when I see those pictures, I mean, I wasn't at, like, some people are like, oh, well, your best is like, I want to be there. Well, I know what my best is, and and you should never, ever compare it. No one should ever compare themselves. Like, you know, like some people, you might be like, oh, well, like she looks so good in her before picture. Well, that's not my best. And we all have to be on our own journey, you know what I mean? And what, you know, how I feel. And I feel that I am definitely, you know, feeling better and better. And I know
you've upgraded. You feel upgraded.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I just think it's like, I always want to become a better version of myself. I like to push myself.
How do you feel, real quick? I'm just doing this because, again, Jesse will slap me if I don't. How do you feel fat fueled on your workouts?
Yeah, like no issues and at all. Like
do you feel honestly, more? Do you feel even more sustained? I do. I mean, I just feel like I can just work out for hours on end, and I feel like that slow burn for me is just so sustained.
Well, I guess like I'm very lucky. I have a trainer that's like, he's about like workout smart, not harder. And so I don't have like hour-long workouts. You know, I do them before I go to my other job or whatever. And for me, I also have an injury that I've been dealing with on and off for a few years. So for me, I'm just being like, it's just more about being lean and strong and not re-injuring myself. But I do feel like I feel really, to be honest, like super energized all the time. Like I am on a cleanse day and no one would even know. And even like last night, everything I accomplished when I got back from being gone all day, like most people will sit in front of the TV. And I mean, I think I did my income tax, got on a call, made 3 batches of zucchini bread. And I was like, wow, that was such a productive night. But I'm just like, I feel so good. And I do feel that because you are getting so much protein, and oh my God, the incubated shakes, I cannot say enough about how much I love them. Yeah. I think that you're utilizing them, right? And it's just, I feel like working out is not hard. Like I don't feel deprived that I'm not able to push through my workouts. So
I saw a girl, it was funny because, you know, when I work out, I'm not afraid to, because like I worked with a trainer at one point, a friend of mine, and he's like, hey man, like you need to like see your muscles contract. You need to see what is, because I would wear t-shirts and he'd say, hey man, like if you want to grow, you need to see what these muscles are doing. So I was doing abs and I was like this in the mirror. And this girl comes up to me and she's a competitor. And she said, "Are you going to compete?" And I was like, no. But she was competing, and she was in that phase that you hear about where it's just, it's brutal. She looked lethargic. She looked like hell. She was like, oh my God.
And I don't know how that is. I've never had that ever, because I've used isogenics almost right until like 3 days before I'm having my shakes. And I love it. And I don't, and that I look healthy. I don't feel tired.
It's it's a testament to our products. I love that.
It is like these products, like just to do a normal 9-day cleanse or 30-day reset, it's amazing what people can achieve. But like when you throw this protocol into the mix, it's just like, I can't even say, it's just like, it's like another level, because you're taking the best of so many different, I don't know, protocols. Or like I've done a keto isogenics thing before, hated every minute of it. My children will never let me ever do it again. My family, they were like, "You were a bear." Why? I could not have my full isogenic shakes because there was too many carbs in it. I'm like, horrible. I mean, they're good for me. So this, I'm like, I get to have 2 shakes and eat like meat, and oh my God, I love bacon. So, I mean, like, this is just like, honestly, it's just like another level. And I think it's not for everybody. And when I really tell people like, this is the normal, but this, and then you would be surprised when people are like, "Oh, I'm really like this out of this." I'm
They're like,
okay.
Steak and shake, eat like kings and queens.
I'm like, okay. Yeah. And and some people have really surprised me. So I've been like, okay, but I'm like, but then again, I'm like, no, you can't stop at 11 days. Like, we're going to keep going, because you're not just going to like miss it.
You're going to build that blueprint. You're going to build that intuitive blueprint. Okay. We have to end here, but I am going to close with you and then let Jesse close us out. Jesse going to talk about you a lot, I know, because you are a brand spanking to us. You're official now. Anybody that comes on this call, they graduate to ER Shred warrior status, and then we got to throw up swords for them because you're so badass. Thank you so much. We totally just love you. And by the way, here's my invitation for you. Alissa, please, we need more of you in the group. We need more of what you're all about and your energy and your motivation. Please bring it to the collective. Throw your logs up on the fire. It's going to burn brighter. We all win.
Absolutely. And I am trying to get more out there. Sometimes I become quiet. So I'm not like my husband, Jeff, who's like kicked out of Facebook all the time because he's like, so like, it's just speaks his truth, but definitely I have.
No, listen, you are every bit as strong and badass as your husband. You are fierce. You are fierce. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Jesse, we're top of the hour. I know you want to say